Hello and welcome. Today, let's talk a little bit about why we don't do what we know we should. In other words, it's called the knowing doing gap. My name is Ray Parrott, and let's get started now. Have you ever made a New Year's resolution and feel completely committed to it? And then a month, 2 months, or 3 months after, you haven't made any progress. Maybe you plan on it healthier, exercise more, finally start that constant project that you had in mind. You knew what to do, but somehow you didn't do it. Now, this phenomenon is called the knowing doing gap. And then the frustrating reality that knowing the right things to do doesn't always leads to action. So why does this happen? Main reason is normally fear, uncertainty, fear of looking foolish to others, fear of the unknown, fear of thinking you don't have enough time, fear of thinking that you don't know enough. All kind of negative thinking fills your mindset to the point where no action is being taken. Yet you know that you have to take some action. And what do? You know, for instance, that you have to start that business. You know the step you need to take. Not necessarily the whole thing, but you know you have to do some research. You know you have to do some planning. You know you have to make some phone call, networking, and whatsoever. But the fear of failure, the fear of getting started holds you back instead of taking action. You keep preparing, you keep learning, but never actually start. And then again, after that, you have what it's called the habit trap. Our is looking and love efficiency. We default to what is comfortable. Anytime we feel a little hesitation, we go back to our comfort zone, which is not good for us. If you've spent years procrastinating on fitness, for instance, and all of a sudden you decide, well, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna give it all I have. Now, believe it or not, it's gonna feel unnatural because it's not something you do every single day. Now, keep that in mind because you're doing so much of it. You overwhelm yourself doing what you are doing right now. It feels unnatural. And it's not just about willpower, it's about rewiring your habits. That's why small, consistent action at that point in time is more effective than the big, grand, whatever it is that you want to do. Unrealistic changes. That's what you're going to be facing. And they don't feel like it's logical to do that, even though you may not realize it. You all of a sudden you want to If you want to read, for instance, if you want to read more books, all of a sudden, you trying to say, well, I remember one time I wanted to read a book because I have a lot of things that I wanted to get out of this book. And I said to myself, I'm going to read maybe 5 chapters every single day. It was overwhelming for me. And I finally realized what was the problem. And I said, well, okay, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read maybe half a chapter a day. By the way, it's not a bad thing at all to reduce the load. And then every day I add another page, and everything was okay. When you feel like that, what it is that needs to be done is to take little chunk at the time, take little step, and then at after a certain amount of time, the little step gets to feel better, feel more actually, well, this is really turning to be good. And all of a sudden, no matter how many pages you read, it feels comfortable. If you're trying to, you know, lose some weight, don't go and, you know, overhaul your diet overnight. Instead, change a few little snacks in between. You know, eat this one day and eat a little more and a little more and a little more until you feel comfortable. And then the habit of doing little thing at a time gives you the momentum and you start feeling a little better. Instead of getting over motivated, you know, get on the system of doing something small and small and small until you feel comfortable with it and the momentum keeps you going. So at the end of the day, knowledge is not power. Working hard is not power, but action turns it into real power. So the next time you catch yourself being stuck in the knowing doing gap, don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Those things don't exist. They don't get you anywhere. Just take one small step at a time. Because, action, no matter how small, is always greater than inaction. And if you take a little step to start, pretty soon the big step will show up. Try that and feel good and be happy. Talk to you later. Bye bye now.